Okay, and welcome back to as we continue to configure our Windows Server 2016. We've already configured our AD and we've set up our server and configured AD on it. Now we're going to work on configuring DNS. So we'll go back to our server and we're going to go add roles and features. Next, role-based or feature-based installation. Click next. Select our server. This is the only one we have at the moment. We're going to add in DNS server. Actually, that got installed with AD. So we should actually be good. Cancel. We should be able to go to Tools and DNS. Our forward lookup zone. Oh, we actually have a forward lookup zone already. So for our one PNT forward lookup zone, I'm going to go in and create a new domain, which will be a subdomain from this, which will be called CCIE collab. So it's ccicollab.onepint.com, 1PNT. And then I'll go in and add my host records. So I do HQ CCM pub, IP address 10.10.100.11. And actually, right now I'm going to hit cancel on this because we don't have any reverse lookup zones. So I'm going to create a new reverse zone. Add primary zone. And we can either do to all, since we've only got the one server, it doesn't matter here. It's giving me an IPv4 lookup zone. So network is 10.10.100. Next. And I'll allow both. Again, since this is a lab, we can do this. We're not as worried about security as we normally would be in a production environment. Click next and finished. And then I'm also going to create a new zone. So I'm going to do the same thing for site B and site C. Then 10.101. Both. Next. Finish. And new zone. And 10.102. Okay. Now that we have our reverse zones, over here to our subdomain CCIE collab, create a new host record. Again, we're going to do HQ CCM pub 10.10.100.11, and then I will create our pointer record at the same time, which will automatically create our reverse lookup so that we have both our forward and reverse at host. And that was successfully installed. So I would go through at this point and start putting in all of the records. Essentially, we go through our topology and look at as we go through our topology, each of those host names that we have, adding in every one of those for all of our HQ site, our site B, site C, adding those all into our DNS names so that everything is prepared there. Once we get all done with all of these, we're going to be looking at taking a snapshot of this so that when we need to, we can go back and restore back to this point so that we'll have all of our DNS names already pre-configured for us, which becomes extremely helpful. But I don't think you want to watch me sit here and type in all these DNS names, but I think you get the gist of going in, typing in new host, new A records, and going through. Now the SRV records, I would say leave until you're actually setting up the components that need SRV records. That way, as you do parts of the lab, you're setting those up each time and you get very familiar with how to do that and going through that process. If you're not familiar with SRV records, don't worry. Once you try and do either auto registration of Jabber and those things, you're going to learn a lot about those. But at this point, our DNS is set up, and everything should be good from there. So we can go ahead and end this video, and we'll move on to setting up our certificate authority, so that we can sign certificate requests when it becomes time to do that. I'll look for you on the next video.